Yeah, I think I will get going. What I want to do is that I want to quickly show you guys what happened, right, with the market. I think it's important for you to understand the market condition, right? And guys, please understand that if we look, right, it is a terrible situation, okay? No one expected that the market will actually crash. And I believe the crash has not really probably go on the full mode yet, okay? Because the stock market has not crashed. So we have already seen the gold, the silver, all right, all these so-called safe haven, right? It's no longer safe, okay? And also many of us also experience the Bitcoin, right? It actually coming down like crazy, okay? But the thing is that it actually follows according to our according to the prediction, right? So and now, right, I believe that probably we will see some kind of relief rally to the upside, but I don't think so Bitcoin can really break 100K, all right? Because that is a danger when come to the stock market. And I think if the stock market collapse by 10 or 20%, we're going to see a massive, drawdown in the other assets. We do not know how Bitcoin is going to survive, but hopefully, right, I hope that Bitcoin will be able to recover. But what I want to highlight to you is that, remember I told you, right, that my target is around 74,300. Now, if you look into the weekly, right, we have actually reached as low as 74,500. Okay, that is the lowest we have hit, okay, so far. Very close, and then it actually, because of the historical support, we have a historical support. So if you look at the support, right, let me just show you that. Can you see that? We have this historical support. So this is holding, all right? This is holding Bitcoin now. Now, if Bitcoin break this level, then we are going down. All right, we are going down. It could be a massive. I would say it could be a massive, crash, and it could really take a lot of people. A lot of the institution can actually get liquidated too. All right, but what I want to draw your attention is that I want the JDXBOT, okay, user to partners to understand that you might have noticed there is a hedging going on. And you might have noticed that your estimate liquidation is continuously being pushed as the market is going down. So this is the automated risk management that has already been put in place, and it actually safeguarding the positions of our partners. All right, I think you would have noticed that, right? If you have noticed that, you can give me a thumbs up or give me a love, okay? So because as you know, right, our priority is to safeguard the position. So despite the market going down, we don't want to disrupt any of the position. We just want to make sure we safeguard the position. But what I want to draw your attention is that if you look, right, as I mentioned to you, we had a user, right, at about 111,000. And if you look at it, right, we actually went down to 74,500. So that simply means, okay, we are JDXBOT currently, right, has been stretched about 36,600 points. And although it is 36,600 point of drop, we have not got liquidated yet. All right, so that is, I think, is a huge accomplishment for the JDXBOT. Now, I don't know, okay? I don't know if we can go further down. But looking into the situation, even we go further down, the bot probably able to continue to safeguard. As long as your available balance, there is fund. So if your main available balance, right, main account is zero, then it will be quite difficult for the hedging to take place. So what I would urge our team, right, if you notice that your available balance is low, all right, let's say you have about 5% or 10%, what you can do is that manually top it up, okay? Don't depend on the sub account because temporarily we have disabled the sub account. So if you put into sub account, you may notice that it doesn't go into your main account, okay? This is only for those who are floating above 1 month. If you are floating below 1 month, no issue. Okay, it's only those who are floating above 1 month. Then you might notice that the sub account doesn't work. So why? Because we actually disable it due to this disruption of the market. But then you can manually transfer to your main account. Okay, just take note of that. Okay. So I hope, right? I hope this gives you some kind of relief, right? Because knowing that JDXBOT is able to actually withstand, is resilient, all right, to withstand 36,600. This is, I think, is a massive accomplishment, okay, for JDXBOT. So what are we doing now? Are we going to, do the DCA and so on? Not now, okay, not now, because we can't be doing DCA when the price is at the bottom here, because there is a risk it can even go further down. So what we need to really check is that if we look into the CME gap, okay, we already have another gap here. Can you see that? We have a gap here. So that is about 81,200. So we have a gap at 81,200. I assume if the market starts to move upside, okay, this gap will be filled. And then we have another gap at 92,900. And as most of you know, right, sooner or later, right, this gap will be filled. Okay, so at the moment, right, the situation is it is quite intense, right? The market is quite intense. The institutions are worried, and not after the recent appointment, okay, of the new SEC chairman, and also with a lot of rumors, right, about Epstein, right, the owner of Bitcoin, and all these things is creating unnecessary non-confidence in the market. So we don't know, right, what is going on. And also with the sell-off of the gold and silver, the money normally will flow. That's why I believe that when gold and silver crash, okay, when gold and silver crash, right, can you see that? When gold and silver crash, all right, can you see? So from all the way up here, guys, this is crazy. Look at the crash, okay? It came down all the way. So during this period, I believe the money were actually flowing into, probably into Bitcoin at this time. So that's why there was a relief, all right? There was a relief, this green candle, whereby the price starts to actually, pull back, okay, temporary, right? So we don't know, okay? So my assumption is that we might actually see a pullback, all right, a relief rally upside. But the thing is that, can Bitcoin really take the 100K? I doubt. Okay, I doubt if Bitcoin will revisit 100K, or high likely at around 95 to 100,000. We will see a massive dump once again, and high likely this will be coincide, with the stock market crash. All right, so just take note of that. I'm not saying it will happen. It's just that I'm predicting that this could be a scenario that will be playing out. So now, I hope, all right, if market can go up, that will be great, because then we will be able to take partial profit. Okay, we will be able to take partial profit. Okay, so now this is important, okay, because partial profit actually generating quite a good return for the JDXBOT partners, although there is no consistent profit coming in because of the market, but there is partial profit taking place. All right, so this is important, and partial profit only takes place when your long position, right, when the long position touches, then there is a partial profit. So at the moment, we are not seeing the long yet, okay, the bear is still in control, so we need to see the bull, coming board. Okay, so this is an important insight. Before we get started, I just want to make sure every one of you understand that. Now, when I mentioned about the January result, so you can see this is our R&D bot. Now, this is the January result. This is actually purely from the partial profit alone. All right, so you can see that this is, if I take all this amount, that is about 20%. All right, come on, guys. Just imagine, right? Just the partial profit alone is about 20%. All right, and if you minus the 25%, you might have about 16 or 17 or 18% over that. And this is very good despite the market situation, right? So now, the most important thing is that Despite the market actually crumbling down, your position is safeguarded and it is protected. I think that is the most important, criteria, right? When you are selecting a bot or when you want to be part of any kind of, tradings, related, right? So that is important. So this is something that I want to highlight to you. So at least those of you are going to watch this video, or those of you are here, you understand, okay, what is going on and why we are doing what we are doing. But the most important thing is that, look at it, okay, the JDXBOT is able to withstand so far, right, close to 37,000. Now that is massive, okay. No, I have never seen any bot in futures trading with a leverage of 40x able to withstand that. No other bot. Even those who got a futures trading 5x or 10x, they already got liquidated. All right, billions of liquidation, right, at this time around. But we are still standing by God's grace. All right, all our partners are still protected. All right, so you can actually, you can actually praise God for that. Okay, you can praise God for that because none of the capital actually got liquidated. All right, so we will continue, right, to safeguard the position because that is our number one priority. So if you don't see profit, don't become impatient. Wait until the market reverses and then we will take a partial profit again. But what I'm waiting is that I'm waiting for the price to at least, right, as to go up above 85,000 for me to have the confidence that the bull is actually back. The bullish scenario is back. Now, when that happens, we're going to do the DCA. Now, once we do the DCA, we're going to bring the entry price closer, the long entry price closer, so that you will be able to have a much bigger profit. Now, please understand, okay, the partial profit, although it can happen once or twice, but that partial profit can be equivalent for a month. It can be a huge profit. Okay, I think most of you already experienced that if your positions are floating above 1 month. If you are new, right, this may not apply to you, all right, because you might not actually fall under that category because your bot is still new, all right. So I hope this is clear. Okay, I hope this is clear. So it's not easy, all right, when the market is violent. Okay, you see, when the market is coming down slowly, is okay. But when it is violent, okay, when it is coming down crushing, right, sometimes even the algorithm will not be able to manage it. API will not be able because it is too fast, all right? But by God's grace, right, we are still able to withstand it, okay? So I really appreciate the technical team for doing a fantastic job. And, I'm spending like almost every day, okay, watching the estimate liquidation of all the partners, making sure that it is above 15,000. So it is trailing. Every time it comes down, you will see the hedging takes place. The hedging takes place. It's actually pushing your liquidation away. All right. So it is like almost impossible, right, for the market to actually liquidate the JDXBOT, partners. Okay. I think that is great. So we have a resilient bot. Now I just pray that we will start to see a reversal soon so that we can take partial profit and reduce the order size. All right, so we need to take partial profit up and then we wait for the price to come down. We take partial profit until the order size becomes smaller and smaller and smaller, and then we will close all the positions. So that is the strategy, okay? So I hope that is clear. All right, is that clear, guys? All right, if it's clear, put up that thumbs up or put up love over there so that I know that you are clear. All right, it's important, okay? I just want to make sure this is clarified before we move forward, okay? All right, now let's proceed. All right, any questions on this before we proceed? Any questions? Anything you want to clarify? Anyone? Anything? Okay, so if no means, okay, I assume that you understand, okay? So now let's just move on to the presentation today. All right, so as usual, okay, I'm going to just run through JDXBOT, explain to you how JDXBOT works, the risk management that is in place, and then I'm going to share with you the startup cost, how to get started, and then, how to get started, and then we will end the presentation. If you have any questions, you can ask me later on, all right? So thank you, guys. Appreciate each and every one of you. for allocating this time, all right, for coming on board, for our weekly, JDXBOT presentation, all right. So, first thing first, okay, I think it's very important, as I always mention, right, that we must understand the structure, that we are coming on, right. So here, the structure is very simple. The company is none other than JD Wealth Maker, all right. So JD Wealth Maker is a financial technology, it's a fintech, decentralized finance software development company. Okay, so everything that we do here, we focuses on the on the decentralized finance, because that is the only way we can actually empower ordinary people to generate extraordinary income, right? So now, our flagship brand is none other than JDXBOT. Okay, so JDXBOT is basically an algo trading bot, a futures algo trading bot, and I will explain detail. Now, while we have JDXBOT, we are also exploring at developing the rest of the product, right? So I think it is great to be able to see different decentralized product, okay, being added, okay, into the whole ecosystem, so that our community, right, JD Wealth Maker community, can actually tap upon the multiple stream of income, multiple opportunity, so that you can continue to generate. Now, always understand one thing, right? See, if you are smart as an investor, you must always have two category of income, right? One is a fixed income and the other one is a non-fixed income. All right. And then you need to make sure that you have a passive, you also have the active, right? So you need to make sure that your portfolio have the mixture of both the active, the passive, the fixed and the non-fixed. All right. So this is important. And then you might have different portfolio. You might have in crypto, you might have in real estate, you might have, in a different portfolio. All right. Now, these are very important, in order for you, not just about diversification, but these are ways how you can mitigate risk. All right. Mitigate risk and also enjoy the reward. All right. So now this is just to give you some idea, okay, some advice, so that you know exactly, what needs to be done. Okay. All right. Let's move on. So now quickly about JDXBOT. Okay. Now in the high speed world of the cryptocurrency trading, where volatility can make or break fortune, right? JDXBOT stand as a revolutionary trading system. Now, a JDXBOT engineered to protect capital first. Okay, that is our focus. The bot is actually designed, okay, to protect the capital of our partners and then generate consistent, sustainable profit for our valued global partners. Okay, so that is basically the fundamental of how we build the bot and the importance that we put, okay, into the bot. All right. Now, so what is JDXBOT? JDXBOT is the industry's first fully autonomous crypto-algorithmic future trading bot, a third-party exchange-based API commission software as a service that utilizes advanced intelligent algorithm and tactical trading strategy to execute and manage trades remotely. All right, hands-free, worry-free, 100% autopilot. Now, this is what makes JDXBOT different, because our partners, right, need to actually have an exchange. All right, so they have an exchange with our exchange partner. They set up their account, they fund their account, and then they connect the API through JDXBOT strategy. Now, the beauty about JDXBOT, as most of you know, capital is 100% controlled by the partners. All right, so you are not going to put your capital in any third party. Your capital is controlled. I think this is the only program now in the world whereby the partners, our partners, have control of their own capital, right? Isn't that awesome, right? So now please understand, this technology is backed by over 15 years of hands-on expertise in futures and leverage crypto trading, and powered by a tested and proven algorithm since we did the beta testing in November 2023. All right, so JDXBOT sets a new global standard for smart, resilient, and profitable futures crypto trading, right? So this is what makes JDXBOT completely different, because JDXBOT is actually a hands-on expertise of about 15 years, right? So my expertise, my strategy actually been translated into an automated bot, whereby today we can actually offer this globally and people can be part and puzzle of this opportunity, right? So that's the beauty of it. Now, let's look at what sets JDXBOT apart. Number one, as I mentioned earlier, 100% fund is actually controlled by the user. Now, I think, right, if you look into the whole industry, people are losing confidence and losing, assurance of a lot of platform, a lot of investment platform. So now that is the reason why JDXBOT position herself, uniquely, whereby now our partner can actually have 100% control of their fund. So it means you can deposit, you can withdraw, you can transfer, you can do whatever, right? Because the fund is in your control. So that's the reason why when you set up your API, you don't give any permission for withdrawal. So that means that JDXBOT don't even have access to your fund. All right. So this is an important criteria, right? And this is what makes JDXBOT stands out, because we don't actually control, or we don't actually, receive, okay, the capital of our users. Okay. So this is a very, very important point. Now, number two, right, is 100% autopilot, 24/7, 365 days, anytime, anywhere, right? So the bots run 7 days a week because it is crypto, guys. It is a decentralized finance, okay? So that's the reason why JDXBOT is different than, forex trading, copy trading, or whatever. So, right, because we are tapping on the crypto space itself, right? Now, the other thing is that it is 100% transparent of live trades and also results at your fingertips. So that simply means that when you have an account with the exchange, you can actually have an app. And when you download that app, you can actually watch all the trade taking place live, right? And not only that, you can even actually check the performance of the bot, because that is the true performance, right? So we can't alter any of those things because trading is taking place in a third-party account, not in JDXBOT. So because trading is taking place in the exchange, therefore that you can actually see a non-manipulated true data in your own app. All right. Now, the other exciting thing is that you will see the performance for your own bond, for your own capital. All right. So it's not like many companies where they have, a total trading pool, and then you don't know, what is the amount that is being traded for your capital. No. Over here, you can actually see the exact amount that is being traded based on your capital. All right. Okay. Now, the other thing is that it is tested and proven winning strategy built by real expertise. So these are basically my expertise, not drawn from the 15 years of hands-on experiences, right? And then it was actually integrated and deployed into the bot. But nevertheless, please understand, guys, every time the market nature changes, our technical team has to continuously adapt and, adopt and adapt, this algorithm so that it keeps changing. So that's the reason why when we started, I remember we couldn't even actually withstand 3,000 or 4,000 points. All right. And then we improved from 3,000 to 4,000 to 10,000. And then we improved to 20,000. And today, right, we are close to about 37,000. All right. So this is a huge achievement, right? Because this is the most important thing when it comes to safeguarding. It is the estimate liquidation. How far can we actually prevent the bot from getting liquidated despite the market volatility, right? So this is a very, very important key performance indicator for JDXBOT. Now, it is safe, reliable, and compliance trading platform. So the platform or the exchanges that you're going to, connect with, right? You're going to sign up or register. It's important that this platform actually protects your capital, okay, from any kind of, abnormalities or so on, okay. And also, this kind of exchanges, normally they have one-to-one protection if, anything goes wrong with the capitals and so on, okay. Now, last but not least, we also provide one of the highest profit sharing in the industry, all right, with instant settlement of profit. So that means that if you are introducing to someone, you're going to earn quite, generous referral bonuses. All right. And also, right, we have a profit sharing system in place whereby anytime the bot closes in profit, there will be a split All right, and that is also one of the generous split that we are actually, giving to our partners, right? So these are basically the advantages that make JDXBOT an appealing choice for individuals seeking automated crypto trading solution with transparency, accessibility, and history of success, all at an affordable initial cost. Okay, all right. So now the other important thing is that for you to understand the ecosystem, how does the different element in this ecosystem is interconnected? Now, when we speaks about the element, right, we have basically just two, all right, two entity here. Okay, we have BitGet. BitGet is our official partner, all right, exchange partner, and we have JDXBOT. Now, for you to be able, okay, to access to JDXBOT strategy, you need an exchange, and through that exchange, you need to connect your API to JDXBOT. So once your API is fully connected and all the requirements are met, your trading will be taken care 100%, okay, automated, autopilot by JDXBOT. All right. Now, when come to BitGet, please understand there are important activities in BitGet. You are required to sign up with BitGet account. You are required to do KYC. All right. And also, once this is done and your KYC is approved, you can then proceed to create an API and bind with JDXBOT. Now, please take note, okay, if you don't have an account with BitGet, or if BitGet does not approve your account, you cannot be part of JDXBOT because JDXBOT is not open to the public. It is not available to sanctioned countries. All right. JDXBOT is 100% compliance. All right. So please take note of that. Okay. Now, when come to JDXBOT, these are some of the important activity you need to sign up. So you can see you got two platforms to sign up, and then you proceed to do the email verification. You do a two-factor authentication, and then you purchase the strategy plan. I will share with you what will be the cost of the strategy plan later on. And once you have already purchased the strategy plan, you need to perform API binding with BitGet. All right. Once the binding is done, then you fund your strategy wallet. Now, the strategy wallet is important because this is where the profit sharing, okay, will be done, right? So this is where we will deduct the profit that's supposed to go to JDXBOT, all right? So because we cannot deduct or we cannot actually, touch your bigger account, right? So therefore, you have to separately prepare this, your fund in the strategy wallet, in the JDXBOT back office, so that we can do the deduction automatically at any time profit is actually triggered, right? Thereafter, you need to fund your main futures account. So don't forget, this is important. In BitGet, you have main futures account and you have the sub account. So you need to fund your main futures account. This is your trading fund. And you also have to fund your sub account. I'll explain later on what will be the amount and what is the requirement for you to do so. And finally, right, when all these processes are completed, your bot then will be activated automatically because everything is done through algorithm. All right. Now, please understand JDXBOT offers three types of strategy. All right. So we have Bitcoin, BTC strategy. We got USDT, and also USDC. Now, this is brilliant. Some people ask me, can I buy Bitcoin now? Or how am I going to earn Bitcoin, right? Now you can see that through JDXBOT, you can actually earn Bitcoin, all right, through the futures trading, right? So this is brilliant, right? Because as you continue to earn Bitcoin, although the amount can be small, just imagine, right? If the price of Bitcoin start to shoot up to 200,000 or 500,000, what will be the value of this Bitcoin amount that you are holding? So that's the reason why sometimes I tell our team, right? You use your USDT and USDC to spend. Try to hold that Bitcoin and don't spend that Bitcoin until Bitcoin price actually goes up. All right. So it is up to each investors, right? Each individual, what they want to do. But this could be some of those proposal or recommendation that you can consider, right? Okay. Now, this will be the most important slide because this is the heartbeat of JDXBOT. All right. So one of the reasons why JDXBOT can successfully safeguard the position of our partners is what we call a wallet management strategy. Now, if you have known me, right, for many, many years, you know that this is one of my expertise, right? When it comes to the wallet management strategy. Now, JDXBOT employ a dynamic risk mitigation system that actively manages the interaction between users' main futures account and sub-account to safeguard users' position. Now, this is the most important mechanism, right, that actually protects and also safeguard the position. Now, let me explain to you how these things work. Now, if you look into this image, we have the main account and we have the sub-account. All right. Now, for the main account, as I always mention, the minimum, all right, the minimum deposit in your main account is $100 or more. So, okay, $100 or more for each of the strategies. So if you got 3 strategies, that will be 100, 100, 100. All right. And your sub account must match 100% of your main account amount or more. All right. So sub account always we can keep more, but make sure the minimum matches with the main account. So if your main account USDT is 100, your sub account should be 100 or more. All right. Now, let me explain how this, how this whole mechanism works and how actually your positions are protected. Okay. Now, the first one, we have the real-time monitoring. Now, JDXBOT algorithm continuously monitors the main account base available balance and automatically replenish it from sub-account with an amount equivalent to the total dollar cost average value. Now, this replenishment restores the available balance to the base available balance for optimal bot performance. Now, let me explain, okay? Now, let's say, for example, you come in with $100. So that $100 is the base available balance. All right, so we have to have a base available balance. Okay, that's very important. So the amount that you funded and the moment it's activated, that is your base available balance. So let's say, for example, your base available balance is 100, but the market now go against you. So when the market go against you, this is what we love the most, because JDXBOT is a counter trend strategy, right? We trade counter trend. So when the market go against you, we have a DCA that will be executed, okay, at orders, right? Now, let's say, for example, if the first DCA, all right, executed with an order size of $10. So what happens to your main account now? Your main account balance will actually come down to $90 because $10 now it is already used as an order size. So now what happened? The sub-account algorithm will check your main account, and when it checks, it notices that your base available balance is now $90 rather than 100. So it will automatically send the $10 to replenish your main account back to the $100. Isn't that awesome? All right. So now this process will continue. All right. Automatically will continue. All right. Until, will continue until the cycle ends. So the cycle end here means, please understand, whenever a bot starts, whenever your bot is activated, let's say a position open. From the position open until it closes is considered one cycle. So let's say, for example, now, right, we got a very brilliant example. Some of the position has already been floating for 2 months. That means that one cycle have not closed yet for the past 2 months. Can you understand me? But despite it is not closing, they can still be profit because of the partial profit that has been generated. Okay, now, let's say when the cycle end normalization, when the cycle actually end, right? How does the normalization happen? Now, once all the trading positions are fully closed, the replenished funds are automatically returned to the sub-account, preparing for the next trading cycle without requiring manual intervention. So now, when the profit is now realized, what will happen is that all this amount that is currently sitting in your main account will be returned back to your sub account. Now, all these things are done automatically by the algorithm. All right, so please take note. Now, we do have a fallback control. Now, in the event if the sub account lacks sufficient balance for replenishment, like now, right, you can see that a lot of the partner sub account is depleted because the fund actually already transferred to the main in order to protect their account from getting liquidated, right? So now the sub account is already zero. Now, even if your sub account is zero, JDXBOT will switch to using the main account balance for the continued DCA all right, in accordance to the specification. All right. Now we do have a critical alert trigger, right? Now, in the event the main account balance dropped to 50%, currently I think we have already changed it to 30%. Okay, because we don't want a frequent email to go out, right? And also the email, instead of hourly, now you are receiving daily. So we are actually reducing the frequency, all right? Because at the moment, the positions are protected, so we don't really see you need a frequently and hourly reminder, all right? We don't need that. Okay, so highest available balance, a critical alert notification email will be sent to notify users to get ready to top up their sub-account. Now, this advanced prompt help avoid liquidation, ensure continuous DCA activity, and keep users' bot running smoothly, okay? So now, if you receive the email, all right, don't be alarmed, okay? But just understand that this is an early update for you, letting you know that your position, your main account balance has now actually reduced, okay? So you can start to prepare, right? You can start to prepare to top up your main account balance and try to maintain it above 50%, all right? So that's basically how this whole wallet management strategy works. Now, this is what I call a tactical strategy. Can you see that? Because we don't have a technical analysis. We don't do TA, right? Everything that we are doing here is a tactical strategy, all right? So as I always mention, right, in the battlefield, the tactical strategy is all about how you safeguard your ammunition, all right? Because if you go to the war zone and you shoot all your enemy and your bullet is depleted, then you have to surrender in the midst of the war. But over here, right, we want to safeguard the position. So we safeguarding our users' ammunition as much as possible so that their ammunition is not depleted. All right. So even at the end, right, like example, price come down to 74,500, we can still survive, and yet we can come out of this situation high likely prosperous. Okay. So this gives you a clear insight now, okay, how the mechanism of the wallet management strategy works. Okay. All right. Okay, now this is our next level transparency and independent trading results. So user can actually monitor their live trading activities in real time and analyze their trading performance, okay, via your BitGet app, fostering high level of trust and transparency in the trading process. Okay, so everyone, right, will be able to download the app. You can actually see your live trade, all right, and also you can actually check your performance and so on, okay. All right, then we also got a trading profit available instantly in user spot wallet. So anytime, okay, profit is actually triggered or secured, your profit will be transferred to the spot wallet. It will not remain in the futures, because if it remains in the futures, you are not able to remove the fund, then it can be floating. Because of that, our algorithm is designed in such a way to immediately remove the fund, the profit, okay, remove the profit and put it into your spot. So you will be able to see your profit for each of the asset in your spot wallet. And you have the choice, okay, to actually withdraw that profit immediately. It's up to you. Or you can even transfer back that profit into your futures account when a new cycle starts in order to actually increase your base available balance and so on. All right. Now, this is brilliant, right? This is brilliant. Or some of you may even want to withdraw your profit and then you want to top up the strategy wallet. So you can do so. All right. So this is brilliant because you can have access to your profit almost immediately. All right. Almost immediately. Now, 100% of the realized profit are transferred into the user's spot wallet upon the profit taking. Now, the deduction of the strategy fee takes place instantly via the user's strategy wallet in your JDXBOT, not in your spot wallet, not in your BitGet spot wallet. Okay, it takes place in the JDXBOT. Now, let me show you that. So, this is your JDXBOT back office. All right, so this is where you will already, right, preload your strategy fee for the auto deduction. Okay, so please understand, strategy fee is a profit sharing. So we have 75-25, right? 75% goes to our partner, 25% comes to JDXBOT. Now, all our users have a unique, unique smart contract address. So you can deposit, okay? You can click deposit, and then you can deposit, okay? The USDT Tron, okay? USDT Tron into your wallet. All right. Now, anytime there is a profit taking place in BitGet, automatically the algorithm will check, okay, in real time, and then the deduction will take place in your JDXBOT back office. Okay, so this is important. Also, you can set the reminder, a balance reminder. So every time your strategy fee actually reduced to a certain level, you will then receive a reminder email. All right. Now, maintain at least 10% monthly of your total main futures trading fund in your strategy wallet for uninterrupted deduction of strategy fee. Now, example, right? If your total main futures account, right? 3 account, let's say $300, USDT 100, USDC 100, BTC 100. So you can allocate a monthly minimum of $30, that is 10%, into your strategy wallet for the strategy fee deduction. All right? So that is a monthly. So if you got total 3,000, then you allocate 300. If you got 30,000, you allocate 1,000. Can you understand me, right? So that's basically how you allocate 3,000, okay? 10% of it. So that's how you decide how much you want to basically, fund your strategy wallet, okay? All right. Now, let's look into the initial startup cost. So what will be the startup cost to get you started, right? Now, there are 4 different costs, okay, that is involved here when you want to get involved with JDXBOT. Now, the first cost is to purchase the strategy plan, all right? So this is a yearly subscription, all right? Yearly subscription. You will enjoy 12 plus 1 month subscription plan. Example, USDT 100, USDC, 150, USDC 150, and BTC is 150. But if you purchase, okay, all the 3 at once, you only pay 300 instead of 450. So you save $150, all right? Now, the next will be you need to fund your main futures account in BitGet. So the minimum initial funding for BitGet main futures account starts at 100 or more for each of the strategy, all right? And then you also have to fund your sub account, right? So your sub account must match 100% or more of your main account, all right? And then you have the strategy wallet. This is where for your bot to get activated, the minimum, okay, you must have $30 or else your bot won't get activated. Thereafter, you just need to make sure you monitor your strategy wallet balance, because based on the profit that is secured, the strategy fee will be deducted. Okay, so now let's just quickly look into what will be the total cost if we break it down to 1 strategy, 2 strategy, or 3 strategy. Okay, now if you just come in with 1 strategy, all right, you are going to spend, okay, about $380. But if you come with 2 strategy, okay, you can see your strategy fee, you will save $50. Okay, your total cost will be $680. But the best value for money, right, if you look into it, is 3 strategy, right? And we always encourage our partners to do 3 strategy, because every bot, okay, every strategy, okay, may actually produce different results because of the liquidity in the market and so on. All right, so just because you have 1 strategy, if that 1 strategy doesn't deliver the profit, you still have another strategy that can actually deliver a much better profit. Okay, so please take note of it. So now, if you come in with 3 strategy, instead of 450, you only have to pay 300. So you save huge here, right? $150. And then you fund your futures account 300, all right, 300. And then you also fund your sub account 300. And then your strategy wallet. So the total is about 930. So if you actually take the 930 and divide by 3 strategy, you are only paying 310 instead of buying 1 strategy at 380. Okay, so definitely a 3 strategy is a best value for money for our JDXBOT community, right? So just take note of it. Okay, great. So this is the trading profit sharing model. So at the moment, we maintain the same profit sharing. All right, as I mentioned to you, right? High likely this will be maintained until the end of March. Okay, then April we might revert it back to the original of 70-30, or we will keep extending it, okay, until we finalize our partners reward our partners reward program that we're going to introduce. Okay, so now if you look into it, anytime, okay, the profit is secure, 75% will go to our partners, whereby another 25%, okay, will be deducted as a strategy fee. All right. So this is basically the partnership model, okay, a profit sharing model between our partner and JDXBOT. Now, the other thing is that, as I mentioned earlier, we also basically provide one of the biggest, or generous referral bonus program, where you can enjoy unlimited lifetime 2 tiers referral model here. So a total of 30% on any purchases of the strategy and upon each renewal. Okay, so this is massive, right? So let's say, for example, you come in and you introduce someone, right, directly under you, you are entitled for 20%. So if somebody comes and actually purchase a $300, right, you will actually immediately enjoy 20% of that, which is $60, right? All right. Is that right? Okay, $60, right? That is credited almost immediately to you. Okay. And then if you're level 1, okay, tier 1 introduced to tier 2, you enjoy another 10%. And not only that, guys, if you have 10 people under you, and if all the 10 actually renew next year, you are going to enjoy that referral income once again. So this is what we call a lifetime. Okay, a lifetime, as long as they continue to renew. Isn't that awesome? Okay, so this can be a huge yearly bonus, okay, when you actually introduce people into JDXBOT. All right. Now, how to get started? Okay, how to get started? Very simple. There are 3 steps. The first step, you need to sign up. As I mentioned to you, you need to sign up for an BitGet account. You need to sign up for JDXBOT, and then you need to subscribe to the strategy plan. Once you have done that, you will then have to connect your bot, all right, your BitGet account to JDXBOT. So you create an API in BitGet, and then you bind with API with JDXBOT, and then you proceed with the funding. Okay, fund your main account, your sub account, your strategy wallet. And once all these things is done, JDXBOT algorithm will automatically check all the requirements are met. Your bot then will be activated. If the requirements are not met, you will receive an error email. All right, and then you just refer to the email and do the needful, and then you just resubmit again, and then the bot will check again. If everything is okay, your bot will be activated. All right. Now, don't worry. All the information, okay, resources that is needed on how to get started is available in JDXBOT homepage. All right. So if you log into www.jdxbot.com, you will be able to see the getting started resources. Now, the most important resources is your getting started checkpoint. So there are 13 checkpoints. So make sure that you print out this checkpoint and go through one by one. There are steps for BitGet. There are steps for JDXBOT. Now, for each of these steps, you also have a getting started guide. So in this getting started guide, you will have the circle number, okay, guiding you through one by one, okay, one by one. So you really need patience here, all right? And please understand, this is only done once. And once it is done, that is it. Once your bot is activated, you do not need to continue. You do not have to repeat this process again. Now, also, please understand there is an FAQ. I think there are 50 over questions there. So if you have time, please make sure to go through all those questions, because high likely a lot of your queries or concern is already answered, okay, in those FAQ. All right. Okay, guys. So I invite each and every one of you, if you are new, please reach out, okay, to the person who have actually invited you, get back to them. So be part of our global vision. So JDXBOT is not just a trading bot, it's a global solution for individual and institutions seeking tactical precision in volatile market, consistency built on tested and proven strategy, and also most importantly, it is a protection-driven profitability, okay? So by turning volatility into opportunity and risk into strategy, JDXBOT is redefining how the world trades crypto, right? So I invite each and every one of you, all right, to look into the information that has been presented. And those of you already part of JDXBOT, I hope you understand what is taking place. I appreciate your partnership, and also ability for you to be able, okay, to comprehend, what is going on during the floatings and so on, and how your position is safeguarded. Now, for those of you who are new, please make sure you refer to your upline, find out more information if you have any questions and so on, okay? So join us, okay, in our mandate to empower ordinary people to generate extraordinary income through JDXBOT, okay? So I want to welcome each and every one of you into the JD Wealth Maker community, all right? So with that, I would like to say thank you so much, team, for coming on board.